An in-depth review of his Secret Obsession 2026 edition. A woman's first-hand account of triggering the hero instinct to save her relationship. Sitting on the couch next to the man you love while feeling 1,000 miles away is a specific, suffocating kind of exhausting. A few months ago, that was my everyday reality. My partner and I hadn't broken up, but the effortless laughter had vanished. The enthusiastic, multi-paragraph text messages had devolved into one-word answers. Every time I tried to get closer, I could feel him subtly pulling away. I was trapped in a constant, anxious fog of what am I doing wrong? And how do I fix this without looking desperate? That's when I kept seeing his Secret Obsession by James Bauer mentioned across relationship forums and TikTok. I am a natural skeptic. I usually roll my eyes at relationship hacks or guides promising to make a man suddenly obsessed with you. But out of sheer frustration and a desire to save what we once had, I bought the program. What follows is my completely honest, unfiltered, 150-word review of his Secret Obsession. This isn't just a summary of the book. It is a breakdown of my personal experience putting these psychological triggers to the test, alongside actionable tips to help you decide if this guide is right for your relationship. What exactly is his Secret Obsession? Created by James Bauer, a seasoned relationship coach with over a decade of experience. His Secret Obsession is a comprehensive digital program available in a 200-plus page ebook and an audiobook format, unlike generic dating advice that tells you to change your appearance, play hard to get, or use manipulative mind games. Bauer's book focuses entirely on a deeply ingrained psychological concept, the hero instinct. According to Bauer, the hero instinct is a biological drive hardwired into the male psyche. It isn't about alpha male dominance or toxic masculinity. Rather, it is a man's primal need to feel essential, valued, and protective of the woman he loves. Bauer argues that a man cannot fall deeply in love or stay in love with a woman who doesn't trigger this instinct. If a modern woman accidentally signals that she has absolutely no need for him, a man will instinctively lose his drive, pull away, and seek that validation elsewhere, often focusing entirely on his career, hobbies, or friends. My personal experience, the cringe, the shift, and the results when I first opened the PDF and started reading about the hero instinct. I am not going to lie. I cringed. As a fiercely independent woman who pays her own bills, manages her own career, and prides herself on self-reliance, the phrase hero instinct felt incredibly outdated. It sounded like I was being told to act like a helpless damsel in distress from a 1950-second sitcom. But as I read deeper, I realize Bauer isn't asking women to become submissive or incompetent. He is teaching women how to speak a man's underlying emotional language. Men don't express or process intimacy the same way women do. While women often bond through emotional vulnerability and deep conversation, men frequently bond through shared purpose, problem solving, and utility. I decided to set my pride aside and conduct an experiment. I tested two of the most famous techniques in the book. Scenario 1. The modern damsel experiment. I used to do absolutely everything around the apartment myself just to prove I could. One evening, instead of quietly struggling to fix a loose bracket on our living room bookshelf, I paused. I looked over at him on the couch, walked over, and said, "Hey, I cannot get this bracket level straight for the life of me. Can you use your hands to hold this up while I secure it? I trust your alignment more than mine." It wasn't a fake emergency. The shelf genuinely needed fixing. But instead of treating it like a chore, I framed it as a moment where I genuinely needed his specific strength and judgment. The shift in his energy was immediate. He didn't just hold the bracket. He smiled, took the screwdriver out of my hand, and completely took over the project. Afterward, instead of going back to scrolling on his phone, he stayed in the living room, made us tea, and we ended up talking for over an hour. He looked visibly happier and more relaxed because he felt useful to me. Scenario 2. The 12-word text formula introduces several text message frameworks designed to bypass a man's emotional defenses. I adapted one of his templates into a text and sent it to my partner while he was at work. It wasn't overly mushy or dramatic. It read, I was just thinking about how much pressure you've been under lately. I really appreciate how hard you work for our future. Usually, midday texts resulted in a thanks or a heart emoji hours later. This time, he called me during his 15-minute afternoon break, something he hadn't done in over a year, just to hear my voice and ask how my day was going. Deep dive. The core modules in TechniQuest program is split into two primary components: the core philosophy and the specific secret signals. Here is a breakdown of what you actually learn inside the book. Part 1. The concept of the hero instinct. This section lays the psychological groundwork. It explains why men pull away when a relationship becomes too comfortable or when they feel superfluous. It reveals the invisible wall men put up when they feel like they are failing to satisfy or protect their partner. Part 2. The secret signals. This is the practical, tactical side of the book. Bauer provides specific phrases, text formulas, and behavioral shifts, including the glimpse phrase, a technique to show him a tiny preview of the real you that sparks his curiosity and makes him want to pursue you; the fascination signal, a subconscious cue that triggers his deep romantic focus, making him think about you constantly when you aren't around; the silent desire signal, using nonverbal communication and body language to make him feel like your ultimate protector without saying a single word; the IOU signal, a specific way to acknowledge his support that makes him feel deeply appreciated and eager to do more for you. Practical tips for implementing his secret obsession. If you choose to read the book, simply skimming the pages won't change your relationship dynamic. You have to apply the principles strategically. Based on my journey, here are 5 essential tips for making these tactics work seamlessly in the modern world. 1. Don't fake incompetence. Create opportunities. You do not need to pretend you don't know how to change a tire or open a jar if you can easily do it. Men can spot fake helplessness from a mile away, and it comes off as manipulative. Instead, create opportunities for him to contribute his unique strengths. If he's great at financial planning, ask for his advice on your investments. If he's great with navigation, let him handle the directions on your next road trip without backseat driving. 2. Shift from criticism to appreciation. When men feel like they are constantly failing to make their woman happy, they check out emotionally to protect their ego. If your partner does a chore or tries to help but doesn't do it your way, do not criticize him. Focus on the intent behind his actions. Appreciate the effort publicly, and he will naturally want to do it more often to receive that positive reinforcement again. 3. Use the text templates as layouts, not scripts. Bauer provides excellent text templates, but you must rewrite them slightly so they sound like your voice. If you suddenly start text messaging him like a formal relationship textbook, he will get suspicious. Keep the psychological core of the message: validation, respect, trust, but use your usual slang, emojis, and punctuation styles. 4. Give him space to step up. Many women, myself included, accidentally suffocate the hero instinct by jumping in to solve every problem immediately. If something goes wrong, whether it's a broken appliance or a scheduling conflict, pause before you react. Give him a window of time to say, "Let me handle that." If you solve everything before he can even process the issue, you rob him of the chance to be your hero. 5. Combine independence with interdependence. Goal of his secret obsession is not to make you codependent. The healthiest relationships are interdependent. You are a fully capable woman on your own, but you choose to rely on him, and you value the unique value he adds to your life. Make sure he knows that while you can survive without him, your life is significantly brighter, safer, and better because he is in it. The pros and cons. A balanced view to give you the most accurate assessment. Here is an honest look at what makes this book spectacular, and where it falls short. The pros: extremely practical. This isn't abstract relationship theory. It gives you the exact words, texts, and behavioral steps to implement immediately. Radical empathy for men. It pulls back the curtain on how men actually experience romance, vulnerability, and pressure, which is eye-opening for many women. Works at any relationship stage. Whether you are trying to get a commitment from a guy you just started dating, trying to reignite a long-term marriage, or trying to win back an ex, The core psychology applies. Risk-free. It is backed by a 60-day money-back guarantee through ClickBank, meaning you can read the entire thing and get a refund if it doesn't work for you. The conjugated phrasing, the terminology can occasionally feel patriarchal or old-fashioned. If you are highly sensitive to traditional gender roles, some of the framing might rub you the wrong way, requires active effort. This is not a passive read. You have to consciously break your own communication habits and remember to apply the signals consistently. Repetitive writing. Like many self-help books, Bauer repeats his main points across multiple chapters to ensure the concepts stick. It could have been edited down to be slightly shorter. The